Gracias. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes, Arizona. Somos los Tigres del Norte. Y es un honor estar aquí para apoyar a la vicepresidenta Harris y al gobernador Tim Walz. We are proud to be here in Arizona, supporting Vice President Harris and Governor Walz.
Ellos tienen un plan para mejorar este país y llevarnos hacia adelante. Trump y su agenda llamada Proyecto 2025 nos quiere llevar al pasado. Subir precios y hacer retroceder nuestros derechos.
So, if you haven't voted already, tomorrow is the last date to vote in person. You can vote in any person tomorrow, or be sure to drop off your mail ballot off by election day.
Si no has votado todavía, mañana es el último día para votar en persona en el periodo de votaciones anticipadas. Recuerda, puedes votar mañana y asegúrate de dejar tu boleta en un centro de votación antes del día de las elecciones.
But that's not enough. Make sure your friends, family, co-workers, and anyone you know has a plan to vote by November 5th so that we make our voices heard in this election. Anima a todos a votar.
Cuando votamos, ganamos.
Vamos a seguir celebrando con Kamala esta tarde. Y viene una canción, viene un tema que se ha convertido en un himno musical para todos nosotros, los latinos y todos los que vivimos en este país. Se llama Gracias América, sin fronteras.
Now, for the best Mexican-American performance, the Grammy goes to Gracias América, sin fronteras, los Tigres del Norte.
¡Las manos arriba!
Haber nacido en América es como una bendición. Tierra de bellas imágenes que alegra el corazón. Mosaico de mil colores, bellas mujeres y flores. Para los pueblos de América les canto mi canción. De América, todos. Y yo soy de América. Y yo soy una vez más de América. Y yo soy donde la gente pido, pero herencia mi idioma es castellano. Los del norte dicen que soy latino, no me quieren decir americano. Soy caucho galope por las pampas, soy charrúa, soy giro de Tucumán. Soy chapín, esquimal, príncipe maya. Soy guajiro, soy charro mexicano. Que nace en Europa es europeo y que nace en el África africano. He nacido en América y no veo porque yo no deseo ser americano. Que América es todo el continente y que nace aquí es americano. Todo podrá ser diferente. Como hijo de Dios, yo soy. Somos hermanos. Y de Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador y Paraguay, Brasil, Chile y Costa Rica, Salvador y Uruguay, Venezuela y Guatemala, México, Cuba y Bahamas, todos son americanos sin importar el color.
¿Cómo dice?
De América,
¡Salvanos arriba, salvanos arriba!
yo soy. De América,
for the best Mexican-American performance, the Grammy goes to Gracias America, Sin Fronteras, Los Tigres del Norte.
Gracias a nombre de mi primer banda en la batería, Oscar Lara. A nombre de mi hermano Luis Hernández.
Gracias, Arizona. Todos unidos con Kamala. Todos.
A nombre de mi hermano Eduardo Hernández.
Muchas gracias, con permiso. Gracias por apoyar. Nos vemos pronto si Dios quiere.
A nombre de mi hermano Hernán Hernández.
Gracias, Arizona. Los queremos. Y arriba, Arizona. Y arriba, Kamala Harris. Vamos, Kamala. Dice.
Nos acompaña también nuestro sobrino Gio Hernández. Y que les habla el último de sus amigos, Jorge Hernández. 1.000.000 de gracias. ¡Gracias! Vamos a votar por Kamala Harris. Vamos a ver.
Buenas tardes.
Hola, Arizona! It is good to see you all. Good to see everyone. What a great concert. I had flashbacks to Saturday morning and the smell of pine sol and my mom telling me, wake up and start cleaning. If you're Latino, you know what I'm talking about, right? Look, in the last week, I've been crisscrossing this state, Payson, Prescott, Yuma, San Luis, and let me tell you, Arizonans are ready to make their voices heard. For those who don't know me, I'm Ruben Gallego. I'm a dad, a husband, the son of immigrants, a congressman, and a proud Marine, but even prouder Arizonan. And hopefully in just 5 days, your next United States Senator and the first Latino senator in the history of Arizona. For 22 months, I've traveled this state, and I've gone everywhere, and I talked to everyone, because I'm running to represent all of Arizona, Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike. Yo voy a ser un senador por todo el estado, because here's what I know, and here's what I've learned, that we all have so much in common. We all want to defend our freedoms, including the right to an abortion. We want to take care of our seniors and our veterans, and to give our kids the best possible future. Todos queremos un futuro bueno para nuestros niños. This is what this campaign is about, and that is why I'm running to represent you. I first ran for office 15 years ago, and I've been fighting for Arizonans ever since, in the State House, then in Congress. But before that, I signed the dotted line at the age of 20 and joined the United States Marine Corps. There's always some Marines in the crowd, right? I wanted to serve the greatest country in the world, the country that gave me a shot at the American dream, that gave my whole family a chance to truly live and thrive. Because only in America can a kid who slept on the floor and only got a bed when I got to my first college dorm room bed, can someone like that run to represent this state in the Senate? Only in America can 4 children raised by an immigrant single mom on a secretary's salary grow up to become teachers, a doctor, a businesswoman, and soon to be a senator, only in America. Y solamente en América puede un niño de una familia inmigrante y pobre que tuvo que trabajar en cada trabajo posible, en la construcción, en las cocinas, en las factorías de carne, puedo llegar a esta situación en que estoy aquí, ojalá en 5 días ser su senador. That is why I'm running. This is why I'm running, because every kid in Arizona deserves the same chance to make it that I had. They all deserve that chance, la oportunidad. So for my daughter, Isla, who deserves the same rights that her grandmother had, let's fight. For moms like mine, who fought just to survive another day, for her kids to make it into the future, let's fight. For my son, Michael, who deserves the brightest future I can get him, let's fight. Por todas nuestras familias, vamos a luchar. So Arizona, we have a few more days to go. So get in the fight. Make your voices heard. My wife, Sydney, and I proudly voted just a few days ago. That feeling of taking action to build a better future for my kids, for your kids, it does not get any better than that. 5 days, Arizona. It's time to get the job done. Arizonans are already voting, but we need to push a little more, work a little harder, and run through that finish line. So here's what we're going to do. Vote, and vote now. Drop off your ballot or vote in person. And then go tell your friends, your family, and your neighbors to do the same. And then when you're done, Go knock some more doors. Make some calls. Whatever it takes. Pero el tiempo de votar es hoy. Entrega tu boleta o haz un plan para votar el 5 de noviembre. Because if we do that together, if we fight together, we can, number one, defeat Carrie Lake. Number two, defeat Donald Trump. Number three, fight for a better future. Because we are fighting to protect our democracy, our freedoms, and our future. And the only way forward is to elect Kamala Harris as our next president and Tim Walz as our next vice president. And cast that vote now. Arizona, juntos vamos a ganar. Gracias.
Please welcome the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Thank you. Can we hear it for Ruben Gallego? And I've known Ruben a long time, and of course Arizona knows him so well. He is a veteran of the Marine Corps, a proven leader, a champion for all of Arizona, and please send him to the United States Senate. So it's so good to be back in Arizona and Phoenix. Are we ready to do this? Are we ready to vote? Are we ready to win? Oh, it's good to be back and to be with so many incredible leaders. I love you back. I want to thank Governor Hobbs, Senator Kelly, Gabby Giffords, Mayors Gallego, Romero, and Giles, Ambassador Jeff Flake. I am so grateful to all of you for your support. And to all the tribal leaders, the elected leaders, community leaders here today, I thank you. And let's hear it again for los Tigres del Norte. Okay, work to do. So, Arizona tomorrow, Friday, November 1st. By the way, happy Halloween. So tomorrow, Friday, November 1st, is the last day to vote early in person. And if you are voting by mail and still have your ballot, please take it to any drop box in your county or any voting location by 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 5th. And you can go to iwillvote.com to get all the information you need. And to all the leaders here, please help spread the word on that. Okay? And we need you to vote, Arizona, because we have 5 days left. 5 days left. in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and we have work to do. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And make no mistake, we will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. And we will win because we know that it's very clear to all of us here, when you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for. And we love our country. And we love our country. And we know in this election, we have an opportunity to turn the page on a decade of Donald Trump trying to keep us divided and afraid of each other. We're done with that. We're exhausted with that. And we know that's who he is, but Phoenix, that is not who we are. That is not who we are. And it is time for a new generation of leadership in America. And I am ready to offer that leadership as the next President of the United States. In Arizona, many of you know me. I'm not afraid of tough fights. For decades, I was a prosecutor. I was the top law enforcement officer of the biggest state in our country, and I have won fights. I won fights against the big banks that ripped off homeowners, against for-profit colleges that scammed veterans and students, against predators who abused women and children. And we are fighting for democracy. And that's all right. That's all right. Democracy can be complicated, but we believe in democracy and the right of everyone to have their voices heard. It's all right. And I have fought for many who have harmed other human beings. I have fought against the cartels that trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. And it is my pledge to you that if you give me the chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way. And look, we all know who Donald Trump is. This is not, because here's the thing we all know. He is not someone who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power. And in less than 90 days, it will either be him or me in the Oval Office. Yes, we're going to get this done. And I thank you, and here's the thing, because we're really clear and we can all picture it. We can picture the Oval Office, right? And if he is elected, on day one, Donald Trump would walk into that office with an enemies list. On day one, when I am elected, I will walk in with a to-do list. And on top of my list is bringing down, sí se puede, sí. Sí se puede. Yes. And on top of my list, in that spirit, is bringing down your cost of living. It's an issue that we need to address, and it will be my focus every single day as president. I will give a middle-class tax cut to over 100 million Americans. I will enact the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging on groceries. I will fight to make sure that hardworking Americans can actually afford a place to live. And if you are caring for an elderly parent, look, I took care of my mother when she was sick. If you are taking care of an elderly parent, I understand what you are experiencing, and my plan will cover the cost of care under Medicare for the seniors in your life who need help and support. Because so much of my plan for me is about the dignity that all people deserve, which is why my plan includes lowering the cost of childcare, cutting taxes for small businesses, and lowering health care costs. Do we have small businesses in the house? I will focus on health care because this is where I come from. I believe access to health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it. On the other hand, Donald Trump's answer to the, hey guys, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's talk for a moment about Gaza. We all want this war to end and get the hostages out, and I will work on it full time when I am elected president, as I've been. And I have yours. So there's a contrast in this election on so many issues, including our plans for America's economy. Donald Trump's answer to the financial pressures you face is the same as the last time. Another $1 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires and the biggest corporations, and this time he will pay for it. And this time, his plan is a 20% national sales tax on everything you buy that is imported. Clothes, food, toys, cell phones. A Trump sales tax, according to The Economist, would cost the average American family an additional $4,000 a year. And on top of that, Donald Trump still wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and he has a powerful friend in Congress, the Speaker of the House, who recently said, if Trump wins, there will be, quote, no Obamacare, which would throw, understand the meaning of that, it would throw millions of Americans off of their health insurance and take us back to the time which we remember when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. Well, we are not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. And we are not going back because ours is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And remember how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. And now in America, 1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban, many with no exceptions. even for rape and incest, which is immoral. And Donald Trump's not done. Did everyone hear what he just said yesterday? That he will do what he wants, quote, and here's where I'm going to quote, whether the women like it or not. And we must vote because this is the thing. You know, there's a saying that you got to listen to people when they tell you who you are, who they are. And this is not the first time he has told us who he is. He does not believe women should have the agency and authority to make decisions about their own bodies. This is the same man who said women should be punished for their choices. He simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to know what's in their own best interest and make decisions accordingly. But we trust women. We trust women. Which is why, yes, we will vote, because we also understand if he was elected, he has been pretty clear in his behavior and his deeds. He will ban abortion nationwide. He will restrict access to birth control, put IVF treatments at risk, and force states to monitor women's pregnancies. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just Google Project 2025. Read the plans for yourself. And I think everyone here knows that we can agree one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government shouldn't be telling her what to do. Not the government. Not the government. So, Arizona, to protect your right to make your own health care decisions, I would recommend you vote yes on Proposition 139. And make sure you vote up and down the ballot to truly protect that right. And it is my pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Proudly. So, Arizona, I'm here to ask for your vote. Which I would be so honored to have. And here is my pledge to you. As president, I pledge to you to seek common ground and common sense solutions to the challenges you face. I will tell you, I am not looking to score political points. I am looking to make progress. I pledge to you to listen to experts, to listen to those who will be impacted by the decisions I make. And I pledge to you to listen to people who disagree with me. And unlike Donald Trump, I don't believe that people who disagree with me are the enemy. He wants to put them in jail. I'll give them a seat at the table. Because that's how a democracy works. And that's how real leaders work. And I pledge to you to always put country above party and above self, and to be a president for all Americans. That is my sincere pledge to you. And so, Phoenix, with 5 days left in this campaign, my opponent is also making his closing argument to America. And you've probably seen a bit of it. It is an argument that is full of hate and division. He insults Latinos, scapegoats immigrants, and it's not just what he says, it's what he will do. If elected, you can be sure he will bring back family separation policies. Only on a much greater scale than last time. And it is time then to turn the page on Donald Trump. We are done with that. So 5 days out, and it all comes down to this. We are here together, and you all have taken time out of all the demands on your life and your busy schedules. You have taken the time to be here because I know we all love our country. We love our country. We love our country. And when you love something, you fight for it. You fight for it. Yes. Yes. And with that spirit, and with this spirit, we know that one of the highest forms of patriotism, the love that we have for our country, is to then fight for its ideals and to fight to realize the promise of America. That's what this is about. And I have always believed in our nation's promise because I have lived it. I grew up as a child of the civil rights movement. My parents would take me to marches when I was in a stroller. And people during that time would come together from every walk of life, together from every background, every race, and come together to fight for freedom and opportunity. Growing up, when I was growing up, I saw how hard my mother worked to give her two daughters the same chances our country gave her. And I was blessed to have family by blood and to have family by love, who instilled in me the values of community and compassion and faith. I've spent my life fighting for people who have been hurt and counted out, but never stopped believing that anything in our country is possible. I have lived the promise of America, and today I see the promise of America in everyone here, in all of you. I see the promise of America in the women who refuse to accept a future without reproductive freedom, and the men who support them, in the fathers and mothers who work hard every day for their children's future, in Republicans who have never voted for a Democrat before but put the Constitution of the United States before party. And I see the promise of America in all the young leaders who are voting for the first time. Where are you? Let me see you. And I love this generation of leaders. You are you guys are rightly impatient for change. And you are determined to live free from gun violence, to tackle the climate crisis, to shape the world you inherit. And for our young leaders, here's the thing, none of this is theoretical for them. It's not political. For you all, it is your lived experience. And I see you, and I see your incredible power, and I am so proud of you. So can we hear it for the first-time voters who are here? Although, why aren't you guys in class? It's okay. So, Arizona, we have 5 days to get this done, and no one can sit on the sidelines. Let's spend the next 5 days so that when we look back on these 5 days, we'll know we did everything we could. So let's knock on doors, let's text and call voters, let's reach out to family and friends and neighbors and coworkers and classmates. And as we do, here's my request. Let us please be intentional about building community. Let us be intentional about building coalitions. You know, there's been so much about these last several years that is making people feel alone, making people point their fingers at each other as though we're not all in this together. So let's approach this with the spirit that is about bringing folks back together and reminding everyone the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. So let's approach it that way. We will be the stronger for it. And always remember, your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. So, Arizona, today I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.